The boxers have been given their instructions. The seconds are out. The crowd is ready for another edition of Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing with your presenter, the boxing historian, Greg Rashid.
Well, I want to say Swaddy Cup, which means hello and Thai. And yes, if you're new to the program, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand, loving the weather, just being here. This is Greg Rashid, your presenter for another edition of the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. Heard by so many people at their convenience all over the world, but a lot of folks listen every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Mountain Time in Colorado on KUHSdenver.com, created by the one and only Henry Archer Letter, and I'm hoping to get back to Denver at some point. You never know. I might show up when you at least expect it in that studio. But anyway, we're in the Bangkok studio right now, and as we always do on this program, we have a lot of fun. I call it a boxing variety program because we do music after we have the fantasy fights. And if you're new to the program, what we do on here, we use different card and dice games that are related to boxing, also computer games that are related to boxing, and simulate matches. You know, such things like what would happen if Muhammad Ali fought Joe Louis? What if, just a little bit, if Manny Pacquiao fought Sugar Ray Leonard? We just simulate fights like that, and it's just fantasy, it's just fun. And also we do news in the real world of boxing, and we have from time to time interviews on here with authors who's written about boxing, game creators of boxing games. We're going to have Gary Brown on here this month, hopefully, who created the game Legends of Boxing 2. And also we have boxers on here, real boxers from time to time, and we just enjoy having these folks on to talk about this great sport that's really getting an upsurge now, really getting an upsurge as you see, and this is due to what the Saudis are doing as far as boxing in the world. But right now, and I hope the Saudis will give me some money one day so we can update some equipment here. But anyway, today's program is going to be the fight that actually is a real fight that's coming up, and it's Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois, heavyweight. It's going to be at Wembley Stadium in the UK, and we're going to have Knockout Nigel commentating on that fight. And that fight, today is September 7th when I'm taping this program, and that's in 2 more weeks. So I'm not going to say this is going to be accurate. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to put this on now and see what happens. But we'll be using Title Bout PC2, created by Jim Trunza, to simulate this game. And please say a prayer for Jim and his wife. They're going through a couple of health issues right now, and just please put them in your prayers. But anyway, we're going to get to the fight right now. Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, and your one and only commentator, Knockout Nigel.
Cheers. This is Knockout Nigel, your humble commentator, bringing you the much-anticipated heavyweight showdown here at a buzzing Wembley Stadium. Before the highly anticipated clash at Wembley Stadium, both Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois entered the ring with much to prove and everything to fight for. Anthony Joshua, the towering former unified heavyweight champion, came into the fight with an air of redemption. After a few setbacks in recent years, including losses that had many questioning his dominance, Joshua was eager to show the world that his power, technique, and hunger for greatness were still unmatched. At 6 feet 6 inches, Joshua's imposing physique and well-honed boxing IQ made him a formidable opponent. He was known for his devastating knockout power, with a clinical right hand that had ended many fights before the final bell. Joshua was laser-focused on reclaiming his position atop the heavyweight division, and Wembley was his stage to remind everyone of his legacy. On the other side of the ring, was Daniel Dubois, a rising star of British boxing, known for his aggressive style and knockout prowess. At 6 feet 5 inches and with a physique almost as imposing as Joshua's, Dubois is regarded as a young lion, looking to make his mark by taking down a giant. Despite a couple of setbacks in his career, Dubois had bounced back with a string of knockout victories that put him back in the conversation. His raw power and relentless pressure made him a dangerous threat, and many believed this fight would be his chance to solidify himself as the next great heavyweight. With youth and hunger on his side, Dubois was ready to challenge the experienced veteran. As the fighters stood toe-to-toe before the opening bell, it was clear this wasn't just a fight, it was a battle for supremacy in British boxing. Joshua, the seasoned warrior, and Dubois, the hungry challenger. The crowd is electric, and I must say, the bubbly in my glass, like a crisp left jab, goes down a treat. But enough about the fizz, let's talk about the fists. And we're off with the start of round 1, ladies and gents. Joshua starts early with a sharp 2-point left jab, sending a message to Dubois, who's clinching already. Joshua answers with a classic right uppercut, reminiscent of Lennox Lewis back in the day. And Dubois, oh, he's already retreating. Joshua, ever the tactician, lands a blistering right cross. He's dictating the pace. Wait. Dubois is knocked into the far ropes. Shades of Ali's rope-a-dope, except Dubois ain't controlling this one. He's been backed into the left neutral corner, trying to land an uppercut, but Joshua evades and counters with a left hook that cuts Dubois. It's a crimson mess already, and the crowd knows it. Round 1 is in the books, and Joshua's bagged himself a solid 14 points. Dubois, not a whisper on the scorecards yet. Sipping my bubbly like it's a vintage knockout. This could be one for the history books, folks. Round 2, and Joshua's back on the hunt. He lands a crisp 3-point combo right off the bat. Reminds me of Jack Dempsey's relentless attacks. Dubois, still struggling, misses with a counter hook. But Joshua, he's moving like a young Ali. Smooth, calculated. Now, a right cross lands cleanly on Dubois' chin, and the big man's barely standing. Joshua is completely in control, dictating the fight from the center of the ring. He peppers Dubois with a series of lefts and rights, chipping away at his defense. A 3-point uppercut, followed by a left cross. Joshua's got the rhythm of Joe Louis tonight. It's another dominant round for Joshua, folks. Dubois still hasn't found his footing. This champagne of a fight is starting to look a little one-sided. 22 points to 0 in round 2. Is Dubois even in the same ring? Round 3, and here we go again. Joshua moves like a boxer who knows victory's within reach. Dubois is in the corner now, and Joshua is looking to end it. The crowd senses it too. There's a different kind of roar here at Wembley. Joshua stuns Dubois with a right hook. Oh, Dubois responds, finally, a left cross, and it's a beauty. Joshua is momentarily stunned, but not for long. Like Marciano, Joshua just keeps coming. He lands a devastating right hook. Dubois is on the ropes again. The crowd is on its feet as Joshua unloads with a flurry of punches, the uppercuts, the jabs, the crosses. It's like watching a highlight reel in real time. And there it is. The referee Harold Valland steps in. This fight's over, folks. At 2:57 of round 3, the TKO goes to Anthony Joshua, and what a performance. Joshua dominated from bell to bell. Dubois never got going, and now Wembley belongs to the man who moves like a heavyweight with history on his shoulders. Joshua was so stunning that I'm going to give my bubbly the nickname AJ in his honor because drinking it is a stunner. I will now return you to our Bangkok studio. This is Knockout Nigel. Cheers.
Well, that was quick, but it's funny. We did this fight, simulated this fight earlier in the year, and Dubois won. And at the time, I was saying, yeah, I could see him beating AJ. And I'm not letting these simulations, cloud my views of any of these fights. But, looking at AJ in some interviews in the last couple of months and looking at Dubois, I think this simulation may actually be accurate. I think AJ is going to take him apart. And I think he's going to win this fight in under 5 rounds. But what do you think? Do you think Dubois will win, or will AJ, dominate? But we'll see. We'll see. It's coming up very soon. But because that ended so quickly, we're going to do another fight here. And this is based on an article I saw about Deontay Wilder. He made a comment about Mike Tyson. He said, quote, that Mike Tyson, that midget, he couldn't beat him. So we're going to put it on here. We're going to use Legends of Boxing 2 PC game created by Gary Brown, and we're going to look at this and see what happens as Tyson fights Wilder on the Showdown Virtual Boxing Podcast.
Cheers. This is Knockout Nigel, your humble announcer, live from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tonight, we have an electrifying heavyweight bout that fans have dreamed of for years. Mike Tyson, the former undisputed champion, known for his ferocious style, and Deontay Wilder, the knockout artist with a devastating right hand. Tyson's power comes from his short, compact punches, uppercuts that rival Joe Louis, and Wilder's right hand is often compared to the wrecking ball of George Foreman. Both men are capable of ending this fight at any moment. But before we dive into the action, I must say, this bubbly is as smooth as Tyson's combinations. The bell has sounded to begin round 1. Tyson and Wilder step to center ring, the tension thick as London fog. Tyson is first to land, firing off a sharp 1-point right hook and following it up with a 2-point combination that forces Wilder back a step. Tyson's aggression is on full display as he bobbles his head like a throwback to the days of Joe Frazier. But Wilder, always dangerous, comes right back with a blistering 3-point straight right. And oh, that stung. Tyson looks momentarily stunned, but he keeps pressing forward. Wilder adds a crisp 1-point left hook and a 1-point jab to his tally. Tyson responds with a glancing left cross for 1 point, but Wilder's defense is up, and Tyson's bobbing and weaving isn't as effective as it once was. Wilder counters with a vicious 3-point combination to Tyson's head. He's channeling shades of Ernie Shavers tonight. As Wilder looks to build momentum, Tyson sneaks in a 2-point combination, and now he's coming on strong. Tyson, moving like a caged lion, darts in with a devastating 3-point combination that sends Wilder reeling into the ropes. Wilder's in serious trouble. Tyson, smelling blood, fires another 3-point combination, and Wilder is down. He hits the canvas, but Wilder, showing resilience, jumps back up at the count of 4. The bell rings, and Wilder gingerly makes his way back to his corner. End of round 1. Tyson 14, Wilder 9. After a sip of my bubbly, this one's got a punch like Tyson's early career, right uppercuts. I must say, Wilder needs to adjust if he wants to stay in this fight. Wilder starts the second round on his toes, jabbing cautiously. He lands a 1-point left cross, and it looks like he's trying to keep Tyson at range. Tyson, though, is undeterred, throwing a quick 2-point jab and following it with a 2-point right hook. Wilder's power hasn't vanished, though, as he cracks Tyson with a solid 2-point right hook that echoes through the stadium. Both men are standing toe-to-toe now, just like those epic Ali Frazier confrontations. Tyson lands a stiff 1-point jab, but he's swinging for the fences. missing a massive left hook that could have ended the fight right then and there. Wilder tries to take advantage, but Tyson is too fast, delivering a crushing 4-point right uppercut that snaps Wilder's head back. Wilder's hurt. Wilder's corner is shouting for him to clinch, but the bronze bomber won't listen. Tyson digs another 2-point right uppercut deep into Wilder's stomach, and now he's landing clean shots to the head and body with a 2-point combination to close the round. End of round 2. Tyson 22, Wilder 12. Wilder looks shaky as he stumbles back to his corner. Is this fight slipping away from him? Round 3 begins with Tyson looking as fresh as ever, opening the round with a precise 1-point uppercut. Wilder counters immediately, showing he's still in this fight with a 1-point combination. Tyson presses forward with a 2-point combo, keeping Wilder on the back foot. Wilder's not backing down, though. He lands a 2-point uppercut that sends a ripple through the crowd, and now the fight is turning into a slugfest. Both fighters are trading blows in the center of the ring like two gladiators in a coliseum, shades of Foreman versus Lyle. Tyson lands a 1-point body shot, but Wilder, with his extraordinary reach, connects with a 3-point straight right that sends Tyson staggering back into the neutral corner. Wilder steps forward and lets loose a thunderous 4-point right hand that buckles Tyson's knees. Tyson's hanging onto the ropes. In desperation, Tyson clinches, pulling Wilder down in what looks like a wrestling move. The referee steps in to separate them, issuing Tyson a warning. That little scuffle bought Tyson some much-needed time. End of round 3, Wilder 20, Tyson 19. This fight is razor close. Another sip of bubbly, and I must say, this round could determine the tide of this battle. Tyson races out of his corner to begin round 4, landing a sharp 2-point combination. Wilder, however, is not to be outdone. He lands a booming 3-point left hook, followed by a 4-point straight right that staggers Tyson. The baddest man on the planet is on shaky legs, but he's still standing. Wilder's picking his spots now, landing another 2-point left hook. Tyson plants his feet and fires back, digging deep with a 2-point left cross. Both fighters are jockeying for position. This feels like the old wars of the 1970s, doesn't it? Tyson leaps in with a 2-point left hook, then a quick 1-point combo. Wilder responds with a 1-point left hook of his own as the round comes to a close. End of round 4. Wilder 24, Tyson 20. Round 5. Round 5 begins with both men meeting at ring center. Wilder throws a combination, but Tyson's tight defense blocks it all. Tyson's head movement, reminiscent of his peak form, confuses Wilder momentarily. Wilder eventually lands a 3-point straight right that staggers Tyson again and follows with a clean 2-point left hook. Tyson's in trouble, but he's far from finished. Just when it seems like Wilder has the momentum, Tyson dances to the left and then back to the right, juking like Ali, and lands a 3-point combination that sends Wilder's left eye swelling shut. Wilder's in a defensive stance, but Tyson keeps pushing, adding a 1-point left jab. Wilder's bodywork shines here, landing a 2-point uppercut to Tyson's ribs. Tyson counters with a 2-point right hook to Wilder's body. The round ends with both fighters throwing after the bell. The referee separates them, but there's clear animosity in the air. End of round 5. Tyson 22, Wilder 23. This is anyone's fight now. Round 6. The intensity doesn't let up in round 6. Tyson opens with a sharp 1-point jab, but Wilder, determined to regain control, lands a 1-point right cross. Tyson fires back with a 1-point uppercut. Wilder swings a left cross that misses and Tyson capitalizes, landing a 2-point right cross followed by a thunderous 2-point right hook. Tyson then delivers another massive 4-point combination that has Wilder stumbling. Wilder's hurt. Tyson's on the attack, pursuing Wilder around the ring like a lion hunting prey. Tyson lands a devastating 5-point combination that sends Wilder crashing to the mat. Wilder beats the count at 6, but is clearly on shaky legs. End of round 6, Tyson 26, Wilder 18. Wilder's corner is on edge. Will he survive? Round 7, Tyson rushes out in round 7 like a man on a mission, landing a quick 1-point left hook. Wilder, however, fights back, landing a 3-point straight right that sends Tyson into the ropes. But Tyson's not done yet. He dips low, evades another straight right, and lands a crushing 4-point uppercut that staggers Wilder. Wilder fires back with his own 2-point left hook, but Tyson's relentless. He dips and weaves, closing the gap, and connects with a 4-point right hook that sends Wilder reeling into the far ropes. Tyson's all over him now, landing a barrage of uppercuts and hooks. Wilder's not defending himself anymore. The ref has seen enough and steps in to protect Wilder from further damage. At 2 minutes and 17 seconds of the 7th round, Mike Tyson is declared the winner by TKO. The crowd erupts. Tyson has shown he's still one of the most dangerous men in boxing. One of Mike Tyson's entourage has asked me if I would like to add some of his edibles to my bubbly. I am sorry, my good fellow, but I must decline. The last time I was offered edibles was by Willie Nelson at the Grand Ole Opry. That led to me being barred from announcing in America until the matter is straightened out. All right, folks, that's all from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tyson takes the victory, Wilder takes some time off, and I will attend to my bubbly. I will now return you to our Bangkok studio. Until next time, this is Knockout Nigel. Cheers.
Hope you enjoyed that fight there, simulated by Legends of Boxing 2 PC game, created by Gary Brown. And I can see in all these fights, I can actually see that happening. Yeah, I can see Tyson actually just breaking down Wilder getting in that right hand. And I was wondering, I'm going to ask you something. Do you think Deontay Wilder is a Hall of Fame fighter? You think he should be in the International Boxing Hall of Fame? Actually, when I look at the list of heavyweights in the Hall of Fame, and because of his reign, and that he had one of the most devastating punches ever, I would put him in the top 5 as far as all-time just hardest hitters. I would say that he deserves to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. I know some of his antics outside of the ring turned some people off, but I think, and he didn't fight the class of fighters early on in his career, and also, when he became champion, weren't that great, but it wasn't his fault. He couldn't help it if these great fighters weren't around at the time. And he did, in this trilogy with Tyson Fury is a classic. It is a classic, and I really think he should be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. But what do you think? In fact, I'm going to put this on our site as far as asking that question. Do you think Deontay Wilder should be in the International Boxing Hall of Fame? But anyway, I'm just glad that you enjoyed that fight. And if you have a fight that you want us to simulate on this program, just drop me a line wherever you listen to the program, be it on KUHS, on Facebook, YouTube, at Ringside Fantasy Fights and News, wherever you listen to the program. Just let me know, as so many other people have done over the past year now. It's hard to believe, but it's been a year. We're going on our 2nd year doing this. It's amazing. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that fight. And also, I hope you consider, just like my first Patreon, our Red Sox fan, who has a great site on YouTube. Check him out, our Red Sox fan, who became my first Patreon. You can become a Patreon too. Just go to patreon.com, look for Ringside Fantasy Fights and News, and consider $1 a month, whatever you can do, so we can get better equipment, keep things rolling on this program, and bring you the best possible program possible. But anyway, please do that. And also look at our Buy Me a Coffee site. And again, look for Ringside Fantasy Fights and News and make a donation, $1, whatever you can do. Really appreciate it. But right now, we're going to get into a little bit of boxing history for this week. And we have Danielle tell us about the history in boxing. Take it away, Danielle.
Here is the boxing history report for the week of September 8th to 14th. September 8th, 1950, Sandy Saddler regained the world featherweight title against Willie Pep in their third of 4 fights. September 9, 1944, Willie Pep retained the world featherweight title with a 15-round decision over Chalky Wright. September 10, 1973, Muhammad Ali avenged his loss to Ken Norton, beating him by a 12-round split decision. September 11, 2010, Yuri Orkis Gamboa defeated Orlando Salido to unify the WBA World and vacant IBF featherweight titles. September 12, 1951, Sugar Ray Robinson recovered the world middleweight title with a 10-round knockout of Randy Turpin. September 13, 2003, Shane Mosley beat Oscar de la Hoya in their rematch to unify the WBC and WBA light middleweight title belts. September 14, 2013, Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat Canelo Alvarez by majority decision.
Thank you, Danielle, for that. You know that that Mayweather Jr. Alvarez fight, I really thought at the time that Canelo was going to beat Floyd, and I really like Floyd. But I really thought he was just too young, too strong, and just was like in there. He was going to just pound on Floyd. But that night, that's when I realized how great a fighter Floyd was. I mean, he just it's like a matador, just steering him around the ring, and he just beat up Canelo. And Canelo, when you see interviews, he talks about how that fight really made him a better fighter. And if you haven't seen that fight, check it out. Mayweather versus Alvarez, classic fight. But anyway, we're going to get to more news here. We got Danielle. She's going to tell us about Amin Khalif. And I hope you haven't forgot her. But anyway, we're going to talk about her right now on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast.
In the weeks since Algeria's Amin Khalif won an Olympic gold medal in women's boxing, athletes and coaches in the North African nation say national enthusiasm is inspiring newfound interest in the sport, particularly among women. Khalif's image is practically everywhere, featured in advertisements at airports, on highway billboards and in boxing gyms. The 25-year-old welterweight's success in Paris has vaulted her to national hero status, especially after Algerians rallied behind her in the face of uninformed speculation about her gender and eligibility to compete. Amateur boxer Zougar Amina, a medical student who's been practicing for a year, called Khalif an idol and role model. "Since I've been boxing, my personality has changed. I'm more confident, less stressed," she said, describing the sport as therapy to fight shyness, to learn to defend myself, to gain self-confidence. In Ain Taya, the seaside town east of Algiers where Amina boxes, what local media have termed Khalif Mania is on full display. Behind a door wallpapered with a large photograph of the gold medalist, punching bags hang from the ceiling of the local gym, and young girls warm up near a boxing ring surrounded by shelves of masks, gloves, and mouth guards. The 23 young women and girls who train at the gym, an old converted church, all dream of becoming the next Khalif, their coach Malika Abbasi said. Abbasi said the women imitate Khalif's pose when celebrations, hopping around the boxing ring and saluting fans. She's worried that the interest in boxing will grow so rapidly that her gym won't be able to handle it. "We're getting calls from parents wanting to sign up their daughters," she said. "I'm the only coach and our gym is small." Algerians from all walks of life flock to squares in the country's major cities to watch Khalif's matches broadcast on projectors. Khalif's story endeared her to the majority of the conservative country's population, although a few prominent imams and Islamist politicians have criticized the example she sets by wearing her boxing uniform and not a headscarf. Still, Amina Abbasi, another amateur boxer at the same gym unrelated to her coach, said she believes the deep well of support for Khalif will overwhelm any criticism. I'm convinced that even conservative families will allow their daughters to take up boxing, she said. Imain has broken through the wall of false modesty and hypocrisy. Nuruddin Bouhouja, a former amateur boxer and sports journalist, said Khalif has transcended boxing and become a social phenomenon throughout Algeria thanks to her personal story and the scrutiny she faced from famous people around the world who, unlike Algerians, saw her advancing in the Olympics as part of the culture war over sex, gender and sport.
Thank you very much for that, Danielle. Great story there. And right now, she's going to be talking about the upcoming fight between Joshua and Dubois and the price. This is really interesting, so check that out. And after that, she's going to talk about the comparison of the fight, the price of that fight to the upcoming Canelo Alvarez fight. So let's hear that on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast.
Turkey Al-Sheikh promised to lower pay-per-view prices to make events affordable while hoping it would reduce the amount of piracy each event receives. That promise was delivered earlier than expected as today, PPV.com announced that the Riyadh season at Wembley Stadium on September 21st, headlined by IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois defending his title against Anthony Joshua, will only be $19.99 for those in the U.S. This is a drastic change of pricing for PPV events which has averaged over $70 for the last 10 years or so. A few days ago, Al-Sheikh told TalkSport that he was considering changing the current pricing for PPV boxing, which has been discussed for several years. Dana White has been known to say that boxing treats its business like they're going out of business. Al-Sheikh told TalkSport, "People watch illegally because the price is high. This is in the future will not build boxing. If I give good fights with a good price, I will increase the fan base. This is a great start, as the PPV purchases have increased throughout the year. This will also pressure the other promoters to reevaluate how they price their events." Oscar de la Hoya ripped Canelo Alvarez for charging fans $89.99 for his upcoming fight with Edgar Berlanga. Canelo boxes on Mexican Independence Weekend on September 14th in a defense of his WBA, WBO and WBC super middleweight belts. He will go up against the Puerto Rican fans as Berlanga aims to shock the world. However, Canelo is the massive favorite as there is an expectation on him to get a routine win. He will go up against the UFC 306 card. It takes place from the Sphere in Las Vegas, the first ever combat sports event to be held at the arena. We're away from the boxing match that nobody asked for in the UFC event that everybody will be watching. Canelo is fighting Berlanga, another snooze fest. They're trying to sell a PPV for $90 at a $500 minimum in person. It's just robbery at this point to pay for another lame Canelo that always goes the distance against a subpar opponent. I love the sport of boxing more than anything, and I will be watching boxing matches anywhere, De La Hoya said. If PPV prices are reduced, fighters will want a higher guarantee moving forward. That places a major burden on promoters, who have to think about the bottom line. However, the rise of the Saudis may change that. They have shown a willingness to pay big purses for the right fights. The Tyson Fury vs. Alexandre Usyk fight was made without negotiating purse splits. Both fighters were given a fixed guarantee over what they could earn. Canelo is in a position where he can demand big purses if his demands are realistic. He requested $200 million to fight David Benavidez, even something the Saudis are not keen on doing. The kingdom has expressed their intention to set up a Saudi boxing league, with the aim of restructuring how boxing works as an alternative to the four governing bodies. Reports indicated they were in talks to buy a stake in Matchroom Boxing and Golden Boy Promotions in a deal worth around $4 to $5 billion. The growing influence of the Saudis poses a threat to the traditional PPV model.
I mean, come on, you got to be kidding. And by the way, thank you, Danielle. You got to be kidding, though. $90 to watch this fight for Canelo? Come on. You know, I like what the Sheik is doing, but hopefully we'll get back to free fights again. I grew up watching free fights. If you want fans, you want people to watch these fighters, see them up and coming, please make these fights free so people can see. I mean, that's why people knew Sugar Ray Leonard, Evander Holyfield. Just name the names. All these names that people got to know, followed them from the Olympics on, and even those that didn't make the Olympics like Tyson. Just followed them in the amateurs and all. And they were free fights. And you got to bring that back. But $20, that may be a start. That fight may be a start. But we'll see. We'll see. And by the way, are you paying for these fights? Are you paying like $100 almost to see these fights? I can't. And as you know, obviously I'm a huge boxing, just aficionado, boxing historian, but I can't pay that. That's not right. That's not right. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed those announcements and news, and we're gonna get to a little music right now. And I'm gonna do out of DC one of my favorite go-go groups, Black Alley, and they're gonna play Tipsy on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast.
This baby won't with Birkin. She's been telling him all night long. Gasoline and groceries. The list goes on and on. This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? Can't worry about my problems. Can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round. We need plenty more. 2 stepping on the table. We don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good Lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown on 5th Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Since I left, I ain't changing for a check. Tell my mama I ain't forget. Oh no, woke up drunk at 10 again. We gon' do this shit again. Tell your girl to bring a friend. Oh no, 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round. We need plenty more. 2 stepping on the table. We don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good Lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown on 5th Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the
right now. I want to tell you about free the people, free the people. It's about free the people. Free the people, free the people, free the people, oh, free the people, free the people, free the people, free the people.
All right, the godfather of go-go music himself, DC's own Chuck Brown and We the People. That's with the Soul Searchers, and that's from 74 on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. And Chuck Brown, I was mentioning the Boxing Hall of Fame earlier. As far as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that man should be in there, but that's a story for another day. And before that, we played DJ Williams in 75 and Lower. Then we started the set with the new go-go group, Black Alley. They've been around for a couple of years now, but they following in the tradition of Chuck Brown, and they played the Tipsy song. And I hope you enjoyed those songs on our boxing variety show, which we call it here, the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. But we're getting ready to get out of here right now, and I want to thank so many people who just listen to the program all the time, really enjoy it and the compliments we get. But there's still people out there. We have almost 2,000 subscribers on our YouTube page, but only less than 5% of those subscribed actually listen to the program. So we need you to listen to this program so we can get those viewerships up. That's easy for me to say. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Really, please subscribe. It really helps so much. But again, this is Greg Rashid. Go in love and go in peace. And every morning when you get up, first thing you do, get up, go look in that mirror and say, I love myself, and give yourself a big hug. If you're sight impaired, get up, hug yourself and say, I love myself. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't do anything. You can't love anyone because you don't love yourself. You can't do anything. And we need folks now, more than ever, to really be out there showing some love. And I know, for some of you say, well, that sounds kind of maudlin. No, it's not. It's very simple. Just do what you can to make this sphere a better place. Be it picking up trash in your neighborhood, helping a senior, helping a young person, helping an animal you may see in need. Do what you can, because we're in this all together. And there are wars and rumors of wars, but we can do what we can to make things better. So just do what you can. But anyway, this is Greg Rashid. Go in love and go in peace. We'll see you next time on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks and have a great day.